Remember when summer vacations felt endless? When waiting for your birthday took forever? Fast forward to today. You blink, and suddenly it's December again. Why does time feel like it's sprinting as we age? Clocks tick the same, but your brain screams, "Where did the year go?" Here's the twist. Time is not speeding up. You are just measuring it wrong. French philosopher Henri Bergson cracked this eerie phenomenon over a century ago. He argued that we have been brainwashed by clocks, calendars, and deadlines into seeing time as a cold, mathematical line. But Bergson's radical idea, la durée, duration, says real time is not in seconds. It's in your memories, emotions, and how you experience life's moments. Think about it. Routine turns days into a blur, but a spontaneous road trip, that feels longer because your brain actually lives it. So, is time shrinking, or are we just letting it slip through our fingers? Stick around. We are diving into Bergson's mind-bending theory and how to reclaim time before it's gone. You are not imagining it. Birthdays, holidays, even Mondays, they all hit like rapid fire now. 1 minute you're setting New Year's resolutions, the next you are scrambling for Halloween costumes. Was not it June yesterday? Science backs this up. Studies show most adults over 30 feel time accelerates yearly. But why? For decades, psychologists pinned it on proportional theory. When you are 10, a year is 10% of your life. Massive. At 50, it's just 2%. Your brain literally scales time. But that's only part of the story. Neuroscience adds that routine kills perception. When life becomes predictable, same commute, same meetings, same Netflix scroll, your brain stops forming vivid memories. No new markers. Time collapses into a blur. But here's where things get wild. Einstein and Bergson had a war over time. Einstein's theory of relativity treated time as a fourth dimension, fixed, measurable, ticking identically across the universe. Bergson, however, called this a crime against lived experience. To him, Einstein's clock time was a useful illusion, but real time, la durée, is fluid, personal, and shaped by consciousness itself. Think of it this way. Einstein's time is what your phone counts. Bergson's time is what you feel when you are laughing with friends, grieving a loss, or stuck in traffic. Science measures intervals. Philosophy asks, why does a minute of boredom drag, while a year of joy vanishes? The clash? Einstein saw time as physics. Bergson saw it as the essence of being human. For Einstein, aging is a cosmic equation. For Bergson, it's a tragedy of modern life. We have swapped depth for efficiency, trading rich moments for hollow productivity. We have let clocks dictate our worth, shrinking our sense of time into spreadsheet cells. So, is time speeding up? Or are we numbing ourselves to its flow? The answer lies in Bergson's rebellion against the tyranny of ticks and talks. Picture two versions of time: clock time, cold, uniform, relentless. The kind you see on your phone, split into seconds, minutes, hours. Lived time, warm, elastic, unpredictable. The kind you feel when you are lost in a conversation, a creative flow, or a crisis. Henri Bergson called this second version la durée, French for duration, and it's the cornerstone of his philosophy. He argued that time is not a line, it's a river that bends, swirls, and changes speed depending on where you stand in it. While science slices time into measurable units, Bergson insisted real time is the raw, unfiltered experience of being alive. The tyranny of clock time. Modern life runs on schedules. We are trained to see time as a resource to spend or waste. But Bergson warned this turns us into prisoners of efficiency. Clocks and calendars, he said, are useful fictions, tools for organizing society, not truths about existence. Think of it like this. A map of Paris is not Paris. Similarly, clock time is not time itself. It's a simplified sketch. La durée. Time as a symphony? Bergson's la durée is time as your consciousness perceives it. A flowing, interconnected stream of memories, sensations, and emotions. It's why 10 minutes waiting in a boring meeting feels like an eternity. 10 minutes laughing with friends disappears in a flash. Your brain does not count seconds. It weaves stories. When you are bored, your mind fixates on each passing moment, stretching it. When you are engaged, your attention dissolves into the experience, compressing time. Bergson called this the paradox of intensity. The richer the moment, the faster it seems to vanish. The memory illusion. Here's where Bergson gets radical. Your past is not dead. It's alive in your present, shaping how you feel time. Every memory, habit, and emotion bleeds into your perception of now. For example, trauma can make minutes feel like hours. Nostalgia can make decades feel like yesterday. This is why aging warps time. As you grow older, your brain has fewer firsts. First kiss, first job, first adventure. To anchor memories, life becomes routine. And without vivid markers, your mind lumps days into generic chunks. La durée shrinks. Bergson versus Einstein. A battle of time. Bergson's biggest clash was with Einstein, who reduced time to a coordinate in space-time, a dimension as rigid as length or width. At their infamous 1922 debate, Bergson protested, "Your equations ignore the human heart." For him, Einstein's time was a corpse on a lab table, lifeless, dissected. La durée, however, was time as a beating pulse, messy, subjective, inseparable from our humanity. The ultimate analogy, waiting versus living. Imagine two scenarios. Scenario 1. You are waiting in line at the DMV. You check your phone every 30 seconds. Each minute drags. Your brain, starved of stimulation, amplifies the boredom. Scenario 2. You are at a concert, screaming lyrics with strangers. Hours melt. Later, you will remember it as a vivid blur, not because time sped up, but because you were fully immersed. This is la durée in action. Clock time says both experiences lasted the same. Bergson says the concert was longer, because you lived more. Why this matters. Today, we are drowning in clock time. Productivity apps, deadlines, and endless scrolling fracture our attention, turning life into a checklist. Bergson's solution? Rebel against the tyranny of the clock. Seek novelty. Dive into art, nature, or conversations that make you lose track of minutes. The more you waste time this way, the richer it becomes. In Bergson's world, time is not your enemy. It's your canvas. The next time you panic about where the year went, ask yourself, did I live it or just count it? You were scrolling through photos from 5 years ago and think, wait, was that really half a decade ago? Birthdays arrive like clockwork, yet each year slips away faster than the last. Why does adulthood turn time into a high-speed train? The answer lies in 3 brain hacks: novelty, routine, and memory. Let's crack the code. Novelty effect. When new stretches time. Your brain is a novelty junkie. When you experience something new, a first kiss, a foreign city, even a bizarre TikTok trend, your brain shifts into hyperdrive. It soaks up details, encodes fresh memories, and literally slows your perception of time. Science says, in a 2016 study, participants exposed to unfamiliar music perceived the duration as 20% longer than repetitive tunes. Why? Novelty triggers the hippocampus, the brain's memory factory, forcing it to work overtime. More mental effort equals more time-stamped memories, equals time feeling elongated. Childhood's secret. Everything's a first. Riding a bike, tasting ice cream, even losing a tooth. But as adults, we automate life. We drive the same route, eat the same meals, binge the same shows. Without novelty, the hippocampus naps, and time shrinks. Routine effect. When repetition compresses. Time routine is the silent thief of time. When you repeat tasks, commuting, scrolling emails, grocery shopping, your brain switches to autopilot. The basal ganglia, a neural region for habits, takes over, minimizing effort. Efficiency, great. Time perception, gone. Example, your first day at a new job feels endless. New faces, processes, coffee machine quirks. By day 100, you are a zombie. Same desk, same tasks, same meetings. The week blurs into a single mental screenshot. The paradox, routine saves energy but steals moments. Bergson's la durée withers when life becomes predictable. Einstein's clock ticks on, but your lived time, the raw emotional texture of existence, shrinks to a dot. 3. Memory compression. The storage illusion. Here's the kicker: you don't perceive time as it passes, you reconstruct it later. When you look back, your brain does not replay every second. It skims highlights. Fewer highlights equals fewer mental bookmarks equals time feeling truncated. The vacation test. A week in Tokyo, street food, temples, missed trains, feels expansive in memory. A routine work week collapses into a single meh. Even if both lasted 168 hours, Tokyo wins because novelty forced your brain to log more memories. Aging's cruel trick. As adults, we accumulate fewer firsts. Marriage, promotions, and mortgages are milestones, but they lack the granular novelty of childhood. Your brain lumps years into broad categories: the Amazon Prime era, or that job I tolerated. Result? Decades feel like chapters, not sagas. Bergson's warning: don't let time flatline. This is not just biology, it's a philosophical crisis. Bergson argued that modern life's obsession with efficiency suffocates la durée. We've replaced adventure with algorithms, spontaneity with schedules. Clocks rule, but clocks don't measure life. They measure intervals between obligations. The fix: inject novelty. Take a different route to work. Try a hobby that terrifies you. Dance in the rain. These moments force your hippocampus awake, stretch la durée, and make time feel rich again. The ultimate irony. Einstein proved time is relative. Bergson proved it's personal. As you age, time accelerates not because the universe spins faster, but because you are letting your brain off the hook. Routine is comfortable, but it's a bargain with the devil. Trade depth for speed, presence for productivity. So next time you sigh, where did the week go? Blame your habits, not the clock. The good news? You hold the reset button. Novelty is the antidote. In April 1922, Paris buzzed with intellectual electricity. Albert Einstein, fresh off his Nobel Prize win, arrived to lecture on relativity. Waiting for him was Henri Bergson, France's most celebrated philosopher. Their clash was not just a debate, it was a collision of worlds: physics versus philosophy, clocks versus consciousness, the cosmos versus the human heart. The spark: Einstein's relativity. Einstein had revolutionized physics by framing time as the fourth dimension, a malleable fabric intertwined with space. His equations showed time slows near massive objects, like Earth, or at high speeds. Twins could age differently if one rocketed through space. For Einstein, time was mathematical, impersonal, and relative to the observer's motion. Clocks, not feelings, defined it. Bergson's counterattack: time is alive. Bergson agreed. Time was relative, but not in Einstein's way. To him, la durée, the lived time of memories, emotions, and anticipation, was the essence of reality. Clocks, he argued, were tools for convenience, not truth. Einstein's time is a phantom, Bergson declared. It ignores how we experience waiting, regret, or joy, the very fabric of being human. At the debate, Bergson critiqued Einstein's twin paradox. If one twin ages slower in space, he asked, would not her consciousness still feel the full duration? Einstein's reply was icy. The time of the philosophers does not exist. There is only a psychological time, different from the time of the physicist. The fallout. Who won? Scientists largely sided with Einstein. Bergson was accused of misunderstanding relativity, and his reputation in academia waned. Yet philosophers and artists rallied behind him. For them, Einstein's clock time reduced existence to equations, while Bergson's la durée preserved the poetry of human experience, the ache of nostalgia, the rush of creativity, the weight of mortality. Legacy: a divided world. Einstein's victory reshaped modernity. GPS satellites now adjust for relativity's time dilation. Quantum physics leans on space-time math. But Bergson's ideas quietly thrived in psychology, literature, and mindfulness movements. Neuroscientists now confirm his hunches. Default mode. Network, brain regions active during self-reflection. Light up when we daydream or reminisce. Time. Perception. Studies: stress compresses time. Awe stretches it, proving la durée's fluidity. The modern paradox. Today we live in Einstein's universe but feel Bergson's. We track productivity in minutes, yet measure life in moments. The debate's unresolved tension asks, can we reconcile cosmic time with human time? Einstein gave us the tools to navigate black holes. Bergson reminds us why we care to look up at the stars. Together, they expose time's duality, a dimension to map and a mystery to live. Time is not slipping away, you're just letting your brain get lazy. But here's the good news. You can hack your perception of time using Bergson's La Durée. No DeLorean required. Here's how to stretch days, months, and years into something that feels alive again. Your brain is like a smartphone camera. It only captures HD memories when something new happens. Novelty forces your hippocampus to work harder, creating vivid mental markers that slow down subjective time. Try this. Become a tourist in your own city. Take a different route to work. Order the weirdest dish on the menu. Learn something awkward. A language, instrument, or TikTok dance. Fluency does not matter. Struggle does. Break the default script. Swap Netflix for a live improv show. Replace scrolling with stargazing. Pro tip: plan one mini adventure a week. It could be as simple as cooking a bizarre recipe or talking to a stranger. Novelty is not about grand gestures. It's about disrupting autopilot. Live mindfully. Hijack the present. Mindfulness is not just for yogis. It's a time-stretching superpower. When you are fully present, you anchor yourself in La Durée, resisting the brain's rush to compress moments into blurry memories. Try this. The 5-4-3-2-1 grounding trick. When life feels frantic, pause and name. 5 things you see, 4 things you feel, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, 1 thing you taste. Savor the mundane. Drink coffee like it's a $100 wine. Notice the aroma, warmth, bitterness. Meditate for 3 minutes a day. Focus on your breath. When your mind wanders, it will. Gently tug it back. No apps, no pressure. Why it works? Mindfulness blocks the brain's habit of time traveling into regrets or worries. It forces you to live in the tick, not just count the talks. Break the routine. Confuse your brain. Predictability is time's kryptonite. Disrupt your patterns and you will create mental speed bumps that stretch your sense of time. Rearrange your environment, move furniture, swap your phone's wallpaper, shower in the dark, flip your schedule, eat dessert first, work from a park, take a reverse day where you do everything backward. Embrace micro risks. Wear an outfit that scares you. Sing in an elevator. Ask a bold question. Pro tip: use the rule of 3. Every day change 3 tiny things. Your breakfast, your playlist, your walk home. Small shocks add up to big perceptual shifts. Embrace boredom. Let time breathe. Doing nothing slows time. Constant stimulation, emails, TikTok, podcasts, overloads your brain, turning days into a flat line. Bergson argued, boredom is where creativity and La Durée thrives. Schedule blank space. 10 minutes a day to stare at a wall, daydream, or watch clouds. Delete filler apps. Ditch one app that mindlessly eats your time. Looking at you, Instagram. Take a tech Sabbath. 1 hour a week with no screens. Let your mind wander. The Bergson prescription. Time does not vanish. It's diluted by routine, distraction, and the myth of productivity. To reclaim it, trade efficiency for intensity. Bergson's La Durée is not a theory, it's a rebellion. So, tonight ask yourself, will I count the hours or live them? Bergson's radical truth: time is not a number, it's a feeling. Clocks measure, but you decide if life slips by or lingers. The more you chase novelty, mindfulness, and rebellion against routine, the richer time becomes. So tell us, when did time feel slowest for you? Was it a childhood summer? A heartbreak? A moment of awe? Drop your story below. We'll feature the best ones in our next video. Subscribe and smash the bell to join the Time Rebellion.